All right. Coming back.
ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ಅದಮ್ಮ
All right. Now coming back. Okay. Okay. What is Google suggestions or Google direct answers? So when we search for something like a recruitment and a talent acquisition, Google is also trying to suggest us a list of results that the people also ask. As I mentioned, there might be massive millions of data what Google's captured it based on a user performance, based on a user experience, based on a user's input when they're trying to search for recruitment and talent acquisition. One particular individual or millions of particular individuals might have tried to search for these particular questions also. What is talent acquisition recruiter, or what's the difference between talent acquisition and recruitment? Does recruitment comes under talent acquisition? Are talent acquisition and the HR are same? And based on that, Google is trying to suggest us this particular questions people also ask for. Apart from that, we have a various results. Here is what we can see, where Google is trying to match this particular keywords from the millions of web pages and trying to give us the most appropriate results which matches recruitment and talent acquisition keywords. So that's basically a keyword search, and that's basically a Google direct answers or a Google suggestions. Now let's say if I go for Vedantu, one of our e-learning, or let's say if we go for Baiju, let's say if we go for e-learning. Or let's say if we go for hacker, let's say hacker. Okay, now when we search for Vedantu, we have a list of results. So Google is trying to search for all those web pages where Vedantu keyword is appearing and trying to suggest us. But at the same time, if you see some of the results, here we see AD ad. This is basically not an organic one. This is basically inorganic. Inorganic and organic. Organic is something which is basically based on basically a free result. And wherein inorganic is something basically a paid results. Now, Vedantu, their search engine optimization team or digital marketing team, what they would have done, they would have done something like in a pay-per-click, in a Google PPC, Google pay-per-click, that's a Google Ads platform. In that platform, they would have created a project saying that if people are searching for this particular keyword from this particular area during this particular time or anything, various rules are there. Once they set those particular rules, they'll create one particular ad saying that if someone is searching for this particular keyword, let Google also show our results. And that's where this ad will appear. Otherwise, this is basically an inorganic result. Organic result is something where we do not see any ad. Or let's say Baiju. Okay, Baiju, we got all organic ones, but let's see in case we see any inorganic results. So organic is something which is free. Inorganic is something which is paid ads. where this company, digital marketing people or search engine optimization people, they are basically trying to create some projects in a Google AdWords, saying that if these are the keywords, if someone is searching with these particular keywords, then our results should appear on a top, and they'll be willing to pay some X amount to the Google itself. So that's basically an organic and inorganic results. How to identify organic and inorganic result? If it is an organic, we would see a result as it is. But if it is an inorganic, if it is a paid, then we would see ad just before the result. So here in this one example, we have it. But let's try to search for some more examples. Okay, when we search for online training center in Bangalore, we got Scalers, which is again ad, which is an inorganic result on top. Guess this is a weekend, so that's reason we are seeing little less paid ads and during the evening, but otherwise it depends on time to time also, because they would be doing those particular settings in a backend. Again, if you see here, we have ads. Depends on the budget, what they have given the budget per day. If that budget has been exhausted, then that ads keeps reducing. So in the second page, again, we see ad. This is again a paid ad. So here again, we have some of the Google Maps results. Again, here we have ads, paid ad. Earlier, it used to be a couple of years ago, it used to appear in a light pink color, but now it's appearing as standard. So rest other, wherever we see, wherever we don't see ad, those are something of free results. So that is basically based on the number of people have clicked on that particular pages, based on number of people have given a review about that particular company, based on number of people clicked on the various pages in these particular websites. Based on all those analytics, based on all those things, Google will try to rate this particular list of results. Based on the location, based on the keyword, based on the user experience, and on everything. So I would not go much in depth in that. That's completely a part of search engine optimization part. But here, just to understand which is organic and which is inorganic. Organic is basically a free results, which we are seeing, which are basically based on the site performance, how frequently visitors has visited that particular site, how frequently they have given some reviews about that particular site. Based on that, this is coming up. Otherwise, ads are something that companies has created ads in a backend in a Google AdWords with some certain set of keywords, and based on that, it suggested that if people are searching with this particular set of keywords, then please display our results as well, so that we can attract more customers. So that's about the organic and the inorganic. And now people also ask in Google search how to identify organic and inorganic, and also people also search for. So now this is another next one. Let's say if I'm searching for essential. So this might be useful for us when we are creating a list of some competitive companies who are in a similar business like us. And based on, again, people's search input, that's again, Google is capturing a massive millions and billions of data. Based on that, Google is trying to give us this particular suggestion. Let's say if we search for essential, Now, if you see here, people also search for. A very quick and easy thing, just to identify the list of competing companies. Let's say if we search for Accenture. Okay, so people also ask and people also search. Now, this is a new feature, I guess. As soon as we click here, we started seeing this part as well. Earlier, it wasn't there, but definitely this, I guess, it's a new upgrade. But otherwise, earlier, what we used to do, as soon as we search for Accenture, scroll down a bit, and then we have a profile, Accenture profile, various social profiles on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. And also at the same time, based on the massive data, what people also search for, people who search for Accenture, there might be a possibility that people had searched for Deloitte. There might be a possibility that people have searched for Cognizant. There might be a possibility that people have searched for Capgemini. There's a possibility that people also search for TCS. Again, we have 10 more. So if you see here are all the list of companies. Someone who would have searched for Accenture, they might be searching for this list of companies as well. Similarly, if someone has searched for Infosys, we also have a list of some of our other big tech services companies, that IBM, Deloitte. We are also seeing some of the banking results, something like HDFC, because Infosys has those projects. So someone might have got interviewed with Infosys and got to know that they would be working on some of the banking project of HDFC or something like that. Then they might be definitely searching with the combination of keywords of Infosys and HDFC or Infosys and Tata, something like that. So that's reason one or two such results. But otherwise, this is completely based on if someone is searching for Infosys, there are a list of people who are actually search for these companies also. It could be anything, Infosys culture, Infosys salaries, or Infosys employees, Infosys project. There might be a number of things what the person might be trying to search related to Infosys. And at the same time, as the human being, curiosity keeps increasing. Okay, fine. If Infosys is doing that, let me see what if the Capgemini is doing it or not. Let me see if the IBM is doing or not. Let me see if Mindtree is doing or not. Let me see if Deloitte is doing or not. So based on that, they're searching for the various list of companies also, which are basically aligned with the competitor list. Let's say if we search for Flipkart. So again, if I search for Flipkart, then we got a list of other companies, which are again a kind of a competing companies for a Flipkart, Myntra, Amazon, Meesho, Ajio, Jio, SBI, maybe we have the payment gateway, Paytm, Tata Click. So this is again one more easiest way to list down a list of product companies. That number of times in our WhatsApp groups, we ask if we have a list of product companies, if we have a list of medtech companies, if we have a list of e-learning companies, if you have a list of uh, uh, e-commerce companies. So this could be one of the best way to get the list of those particular companies. Something like, okay, once I search for Flipkart, we got the list of all these companies. Then I just go for randomly again Zomato. Once we search for Zomato, then we got a Swiggy, Talabot, Flipkart, Paytm, Uber Eats, Uber Technologies, Domino's, Make My Trip. Let's say we'll search for which is not operating in India as of now, but let's see. So Uber Eats, Delivery, Grab, KFC, Shopee. Let's say Airtel. As soon as we search for Airtel, then again telecom companies, Jio, Idea, BSNL, Vodafone, MTN, Tata Play, Paytm, Sun Direct, all kind of OTG related companies. Let's say telecom or OTT, or let's say Netflix. So again, we have a list of OTT or music related companies. Again, when we search for wood, we got Z5, Sony, Netflix, ALT Balaji, all Indian based OTT related companies, most of them, Hangama or anything. Now let's say if I search for Tractor, which is one of a medtech. So here we do not have much results. Let's say MedPlus. 1mg healthcare company. So these are basically healthcare startups. Netmaze, Pharmacy, MedLife, Flipkart, Big Basket, ThioCare. So this could be one smart way to come up with a list of competing companies, or to come up with a list of companies to target the candidates from. So that's what is people also search for. So yeah, I'll just take a pause. Any doubts, any confusions from today's session on introduction to sourcing or client recruitment or scheduling roles, which are basically part of talent acquisition under HR umbrella? What is search or keyword search on a web? Or what is Google suggestion, or say Google direct answer? How do you identify organic or inorganic search results? What is people also ask in Google search suggestions or search results?